What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about AMC. Yesterday, the CEO, Adam Aron, had said that he was not going to have the 500 million share allowance be voted for on May 4th. I think that he saw a little bit of fear in his shareholders' eyes, as well as the fact that the votes were not rolling in on the positive side. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about the 43 million shares that have already been approved years ago that they can issue. We're going to go over all of it and the details. All right, so stick around, guys. You're not going to want to miss this. For those of you that are new to the channel, all I ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe to join the family. If you're interested in joining our private community, first link in the description. We have hundreds of members. We go over stocks and strategies all day long, guys. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you. Come check it out. Let's get into the video. First off, guys, just want to point out this is a tweet, all right, that the CEO had let out last night. It is good news for us, okay? I don't want to say this is all too new, because he had already said that if this was approved, they were not going to allow or not going to issue any of these 500 million shares at all throughout calendar year 2021. However, this does help with a little bit of fear and maybe uncertainty that they had, and untrustworthiness that they might have had from the CEO, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is this article right here, okay? I'm just going off of Market Watch. It talks about the 43 million shares, okay? So this was approved a while ago, and there's a couple things that I want to talk about, okay? One, it's only 43 million compared to the 500 million, and if you think of the 43 million out of the 450 million, okay, float, it's a little bit less than 10%. But one thing I really want to highlight to you guys is this right here. It hopes to sell up to 43 million shares in an at-the-market offering, okay? So that's important. It's an at-the-market offering. It's not a direct offering like other companies have done. I will explain the difference to you guys in just a minute. But it says in this article that it's as a, like I said, guys, before, it's acting as a line of credit only if they need it. Now, I've talked to you guys previously in other videos explaining about the $1 billion in cash that they had and what they expect to burn through and how they expect it to last for up to 12 months. Well, we're only a few months in. Okay, so that's very good news. It's not going to happen very quickly. He goes on to state right here, if we need to raise some cash in the short term, we could use it to raise some cash. There has been speculation about other people saying, oh, what happens if it squeezes and it pops up higher and then they issue it? Well, guys, there's going to be so much action going on. There's going to be millions and millions of shares traded going on that will it have an effect, a downward pressure? Absolutely. Will it ruin it or absolutely decimate it? No, not at all. There's going to be so much action happening, okay? So next thing I do want to go over, guys, is the fact that states are lifting their restrictions, okay? So they had talked about their first quarter, about 148 million in sales, all right, down from, from 900 million from the quarter before. However, if you go through this and just take a look at this, business is mostly open, mask not required, mask not required, mask not required, mask not required. If you get down to, California, really strict, obviously advised to stay at home. Next state I want to mention, guys, is my home state. Okay, Connecticut. Now, this is something that really got peeled off like a Band-Aid. Connecticut was always very strict, just like New York and Massachusetts. And I think we were a little bit stricter than Massachusetts, but New York and Connecticut were very strict. Okay, so if you read what I highlighted right here, okay, our governor had said, he announced that all business restrictions will be lifted on May 19th. That was it. He literally just came out with that maybe like a week and a half ago. It's happening very quickly. So you can expect to see quarter two revenue be significantly higher than quarter one, okay? And it's going to close the gap of how much cash is being burned, all right? So just keep that in mind when it comes to the issuance of those 43 shares. Everything that the CEO has done, okay, at least to our faces, and that's all we can go by, is shown that not only does he have, I would say, our backs, but he has the shareholders' backs, because after his 30 years experience of running companies, he understands the importance of, making sure your shareholders are happy, okay? He understands that importance, all right? Last thing I'm going to mention, guys, is this right here, what exactly an at-the-market offering is, okay? You can read this in an ATM offering. Exchange-listed companies incrementally sell newly issued shares into the secondary trading market through a designated broker-dealer at prevailing market prices. Okay, so that's going to be of what the prevailing market price is. Now, that is different than what you hear about other offerings. Okay, most of the other offerings you hear about, which is called a registered direct offering. It's an offering of securities that has been registered with the SEC to pre-identified investors. Okay, as such, shares are purchased by the investors and are not restricted but readily tradable. What that means is, and you've seen it with recently OCGN, and I don't even know how many times. I think I literally lost count. I think it's like 8 or 9 times in the last 12 months. Nano Dimensions did this. And what they would do is they would wait till the price to get to, let's say, $7 a share, and they would do a registered direct offering for a set amount. They've done 100 million, 180 million, I think they did a $500 million offering. And they issue these shares to either one institutional investor or maybe a couple, okay, at, excuse me, at a much cheaper price in order for it to be enticing for these institutions to be able to scoop them up. They scoop them up for $5 when it's trading at $7. They're readily tradable, like you're reading right here. They might dump those shares, and then all of a sudden, that's when the price, goes down. Well, that's a little bit different than what they're looking to do. They're looking to do an at-the-market offering, and it would probably be advantageous for them to do this when the price is significantly higher, and that article states it as well. Just to point out, as you can see here, the OCGN one, this is what pulled it off. It was $100 million registered direct offering, and I believe the price was somewhere around that $12 range, and you can go read up about this. It was issued for $10. Okay, so that's not their plan if they plan on issuing any of these 43 million shares, and like I said, they still have plenty of cash on hand, and they expect revenue to significantly increase as the year of 2021 continues. Okay, so last thing, guys, we are going to just take a look at the charts. Let's just see where we came, okay, from the 21st, 7 days ago from where I'm making this video to where we're sitting at right now. We are up 23%. I had said in my last video, as we talked about this nice steady incline, it would be good to find some support. It broke through that 1186 line that I had, okay, and it looks like it came up a little bit to 1222, wanted to bounce back down, didn't really find that once previous resistance as support, and now it looks like it's being found as that resistance again. So when you zoom out to the 90-day chart, you can see here that same line, 1, 2, 3, and it's bouncing off it right here. Okay, so it's still finding that form of a resistance, and we'll look for that breakthrough to happen. But I had said to you guys previously, okay, in other videos, that I would like to find some consolidation. As much as this uptrend all the way going from a low of $9 all the way up to $12.22, it's over a 35% increase, was phenomenal. It would be nice to find a new level of support. The last strong level of support was around that 975 range. So if we can consolidate here, find us another strong level support around anywhere from 12 to 1150 will be great, because once we make that next push up, if there's another pullback, we're not going to go back down to $9 like we did last time when we hit 14, okay? As you can see all the way up here from the middle of March. We're going to bounce off that 1150 and 12 range. So it's always good to find your support levels continuing to increase. And inevitably, guys, we're moving in the right direction. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about, obviously, about the 500 million shares because it's posted all over the internet. I didn't make a video last night. I was hanging out with my little guy. But I want to talk about that 43 million shares and just exactly the difference between an at-the-market offering and a registered direct offering. So, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.